Everybody, this is Alessandro. Welcome back to my channel. So, usually I make video for students, mid-level, junior animator. Today I want to go completely on the opposite side and talking potentially to lead animator, supervisor, or recruiter who usually hire people, right? And so in the last, I would say, 6 months, it's been happening something, right? So some of my students, they finished to study with me. They had an amazing demo reel and everything. They got a bunch of interview, right? And so there is something that's been happening that kind of bugged me and kind of reminds me something that was happening to me back then, right? I'm gonna jump right into the topic. So they did the interview and everything. The interview was very good, right? The studio was very impressed with their demo reel. Says, "Oh, you have a great, fantastic demo reel. Really good for someone who never did animation. That you're just a student." They really praised the quality of their demo reel. But at some point, as normally would happen, they'll ask them to do a test. Bad surprise. When they send them the test, it's like, "Oh, can you do a rig? Can you rig a character? Can you rig a props? Can you do a mock-up animation?" And obviously, people are like, "Oh, what is going on here? Like, have you even listened to anything I've been telling you during the interview? Like, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall here. Where did you get the idea that I do rigging? I never mentioned this to you. So why you are sending me a test about doing rigging my own character, even if it's a simple version with motion build, whatever, doesn't matter. Did I ever told you that I have experience in that? I don't think so. Did I ever told you did I have any interest in doing that? Is this a requirement for your company that animator do their own rig? If it is, then you should have told me immediately, right? And would have not waste each other's time, right? Because imagine this one. I receive a test like this, and I did back then receive a test like this, guys, when I was a junior and starting to my career. I immediately feel like I don't want to do a test anymore, because I feel like, okay, here I have a limited amount of time to do this test. Suddenly you ask me to do a rig. I don't know anything about it. I need to be very resourceful, find something online. Probably I'm not going to do a good job. And if I will do a bad rig, now we'll have less time to do the animation. And if the rig is not performed very well, how to say this, bad animation will look bad because the rig might be broken, right? So you put me in a terrible situation, first of all. Second, it looked like you're not even telling me what the job is about, because you didn't mention anything like this. I didn't mention it, the student didn't mention anything, and you didn't send me something like this. It makes you look terribly unprofessional, guys. Let me tell you very straight like this. It looks like you have no idea what you're looking for here. You have no communication, right? It just looks very amateur, if I have to be honest. And same things with motion capture, right? Because again, a student, normally people who study from animation school, stuff like that, they don't have any experience in motion capture, right? So suddenly you ask them to edit it or something, it ain't gonna look that good. Sure, it might learn and everything, right? It might have the fundamental of animation, but the first time doing a test, people will be stressed first time doing a test, something like that. It's not a good things to do, right? First. Second, if someone is coming as a junior, you are expecting to teach them how to handle motion capture, how to match clip, adjust the timing, adjust the pose, and stuff like that. You're supposed to teach them those kind of things, not ask them to do in a test, right? Again, it is something that makes no sense. And again, if it's really a requirement, you better ask them during the interview, "Hey, are you already familiar with motion capture? Because here is essential," right? Maybe even before during the interview, like when the guy sends you a demo reel, just send a reply. Do you have anything about motion capture? Because here we are expecting junior already have experience with motion capture. It's ridiculous, guys. I'm telling you right now, this attitude, it's ridiculous, and you're losing potential great people, okay? Because I can tell you guys, when it comes to motion capture, and I've did that, it's if you have an animator who has very good, strong animation skill in terms of timing, acting, posing, polish, and stuff like that, he will learn motion capture very easily, right? That's not an issue. If he knows what he's doing, he will learn very well and easily and fast, okay? The other way around, and this has been happening to me, when you have an animator, yes, you might even know to use motion capture, but that is animation skill, they kind of sucks. And that's a big of a problem, because now I have an animator in the studio that is not as strong as animator. Yes, he might know the technicality and stuff like that, but then I have to train him and teach him an animation, which in a studio is something I don't want to do at all. All right, and so those kind of stuff are the real issue, not teaching them to do motion capture stuff like that. That's your job, to train them to do those things in the studio. All right. And if the amount of motion capture is too complicated and stuff like that, then you need a senior, not a junior, okay? So it is again, here you're losing potential, a very good candidate. All right. And another things I wanted to mention regarding these things about sending tests and stuff like that. Another things I remember that happened to me many years ago. This was with a very good company, okay, very famous company. I'm not gonna say the name. But I have I had a good demo reel and everything. I sent them, they asked me to do a test. And when they sent me a test, the test was mostly about camera, right? So they said, give me a script. They said, Alessandro, can you do a layout? Not really into animation, because we already see that you are very good in animation, but just create some camera angle based on the script that we give you. And actually I thought it was really cool, right? Because I thought about, you know what, my demo reel already explained my skill about animation, but maybe the studio wants us to see if I have any knowledge about camera, which likely I had. And I thought, you know what, this could be fun. And also, if I get this job, it means that probably they will let me handle the camera and the animation. It seems lovely, because I love to do both things. So I was really excited. I did the test, I did it very well. And then what happened, guys, at the studio, they let me fly over their country. All right, oops, there is something here. Okay, so they make me fly over their country for the on-site interview. Yeah, they pay everything and they provide everything. That's all great. But during the interview, they told me, Alessandro, actually here we do everything with the mocap. So in terms of animation, you basically have very little to do besides matching clips together. You just have to do camera here. I was like, why didn't you say anything before? We had 3 interviews before. You never mentioned anything like this. You only mentioned this right now, and I'm not interested in that, because yes, I love camera, but I still want to do animation. That's my craft. Why you make me waste my time like this? And obviously I rejected. On top of that, the offer was very insulting. So I rejected the offer. They wanted me there. I didn't want to go there. And again, it was a huge waste of time for everybody, between multiple interview tests, make me fly tests for a couple of days, a tour and everything. Huge waste of time. Why you have to do that? Why cannot be upfront and tell immediately what it is, the job about it? And you have to lie. First of all, again, it makes you look very incompetent. It makes you look like a liar. So I don't trust a company like this. If this is the attitude how you're thinking of hire people, not being very upfront about a job, you're putting your company down here. And it's a clear indication for me also already how you might run other things in the company, if that's the attitude of the studio, right? So it is really bad, guys. And again, I know there are still the thing I'm surprised there are still studios today like this that make those mistakes. And I know, because sometimes I talk with my other colleague and we share about bad interview experience. Sometimes my students share with me those stuff, and I feel very embarrassed for the company about it. And the other topic, it is, oh, but you don't have experience in games, so no, you don't know how to plug an animation into the engine. You don't know how to make the logic, stuff like that. And again, I feel very embarrassed for people who have this mentality. I'm telling you why, because again, the topic is always the same. I can teach you very quickly how to put an animation into the engine. I can teach you very quickly how to do the logic to play the animation into the game. I can teach you very quickly that the animation needs to be loopable. The anticipation needs to be 4 frames, and the strikes needs to happen on frame number 7. Those things are very easy to teach, okay? I can teach them in 3 days, right? What is very difficult instead is that maybe I have a junior animator, or for some whatever reason I really had some experience into the engine, and then I ask them to do an animation for an NPC of a character, and the acting doesn't look good. He does a video reference himself, and the acting looks boring, not interesting. He does overacting, underacting. His acting has no weight. It looks everything very floaty. The acting performance is terrible, right? I need to spend 5 days only to review with him over and over acting, because he doesn't get it. When he does the blocking, the poses is not appealing. The timing, it feels floaty. There is no weight, no overlapping, does not know how to polish. Those things is what the things make me waste time and slow down the animation process, right? Not putting things into the engine, because that one will take very easy to do. And again, it's a very complicated graph that they need to do. Probably then it's a job for a senior, not for a junior. All right, guys. So again, if I have to choose from someone who already knows how to use the engine and his animation skill are so, or someone who's a really good, a strong demo reel, and he had zero knowledge about the engine, I'm always gonna choose this one, guys, because again, teaching them how to do those things, first of all, it's part of my job, my team, to train those people to do it, even if they have no experience. And then it can be done very easily. I can ask one of the senior animators, hey, teach them how to put this animation into the game. Can be done very quickly. And I do remember when I joined this company like 5-6 years ago, I was a lead supervisor over there, and I was looking for animators, and all the animation demo reel that I received was first of all mostly not that good. The one that they were good, they were mostly mock-up, and when I asked them to do a test, keyframe test, the quality was very low. And obviously I didn't trust to bring someone like this in my team, I'm sorry. And so I talked with the recruiter. I says, hey, you know, what about we start to look someone outside who does not have game experience, who doesn't have no mock-up experience? Oh no, Alessandro, but here we do games, so we need the game experience, we need to game. Say, hey, I said, you're wasting my time like this, because so far all the profiles that you send me are not qualified. I want to push the animation quality, and all the profiles you send me are not qualified. Oh, but we make games, we need them to do. Don't worry, I told them. I will handle that part. I can teach them very easily with the rest of my team, supporting them how to put things into the game. The problem is when they don't know how to animate, because I don't want someone bring them here and wasting my time because they don't know how to animate. That's what a huge problem. And so finally I have now a new opportunity, because we give opportunity to people who have no game experience, no motion capture experience, and suddenly now, but they are better animator, and as long as they were interested to learn those skills as well, actually I was able to bring a couple of few good people in the studio, right? And the funny thing is that even during the interview, I felt really sorry for the candidate. They were like, oh, I'm very interested in this position, but I'm just afraid, I feel insecure because I have no game experience, blah, blah. I was like, I have to reassure them, and I felt ridiculous by doing this. I said, don't worry about this. You will receive proper training. I said, for me, I'm interested that you're good as animator. Those technical skill, we can teach you here, and there won't be a problem. You will receive proper training. And guess what? Was never a problem. When the animator was good and he has a good attitude and is willing to learn, never had any issue about teaching them these things. On the other side, the company was still like, oh, we're not gonna hire this one because, you know, you have no game experience, no mock-up. I can tell you guys, you're losing a lot of great talent, right? It's gonna be a lot easier to teach those things, all right? So I want to share this message. I hope it's gonna be beneficial for some people. I hope someone will change their methodology, the way they hire, because I really think you are left in behind a lot of great potential. And again, it's your job to teach them those things into the company, because you might use a different engine or whatever anyway, so some kind of training is needed anyway. So give priority to the skill of the artist. You're gonna have much better rewards, you know, if you do this one. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Ciao.